Most children love going to parks and fairground rides, and if they get a chance, to Disney. Why is that? Because all of these things stimulate the balance organ hugely. You get spun around, you get shaken from side to side, and that's when children laugh and have fun, and there's a reason for that. Even some autistic children love to be spun around, or as a child thrown up and down in the air, because the excitement comes from huge amounts of stimulation to their vestibular, their balance organ. Why is that? Well, this organ here sends information to the whole coordinator of the brain. It's called the cerebellum. It's like the junction box of the brain. And the more stimulation this gets, the more it can operate, the more excited, the more complete are the functions of the brain. So at the extreme end, those with autism, sometimes they act in a more complete, more typical way when their vestibular has been stimulated and for an hour or two afterwards. So input from this balance organ is absolutely critical, and it gets excited the very part of the brain that's the most important part of the brain, the junction box. The cerebellum here is only small, it's only 10%, but it's actually 75% of all of our brain skills. So any lack of skills we have is actually linked back to a lack of vestibular, that's balance organ, input to the cerebellum. When you've got no skills, the whole brain circuitry is operating slowly. So those children that love to spin, they do so because they're creating huge amounts of vestibular input. So that excites the cerebellum like it never normally is, and so the brain operates better, faster than it normally does. When that spinning stops, the stimulation to the cerebellum slows down, and after a while it all goes back to the normal, much slower pace of operation. So that is why some children love spinning and most children love going to fairgrounds.